sorry, we'll do one more. Excuse me? Well, I think the only card she has is the woman's card. She's got nothing else going. And frankly, if Hillary Clinton were a man, I don't think she'd get 5% of the vote. The only thing she's got going is the woman's card. And the beautiful thing is, women don't like her, okay? And look how well I did with women tonight. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. Okay, and that's the beautiful thing about Hillary Clinton, is that women don't like her. No one likes her. She's one of the most despised figures in American political history. I think if you did a poll, who do you prefer? Who would you rather see as president? John Wilkes Booth or Hillary Clinton? John Wilkes Booth would win. Okay? People don't like Hillary Clinton. End of story. And he's probably right. It seems to be that seems to be, I don't know. It's not women. It's the establishment. The only reason she's there is because of the establishment. It's not because of women. Women know better. Women are smart. I want a woman president as much as any woman. But I want, not for some fake reason like to break a glass ceiling. You know, I want a woman president, you know, because we look to our women for nurturing and care and understanding, you know. I want a woman president like Cindy Sheehan, right? Somebody who says, you know, you're not going to send that person's children to war so that some rich fuck can become more rich. Because that ain't going to happen with Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton doesn't care about anybody, including women, and that's the reason women don't like Hillary. Because Hillary Clinton could have this long history of standing up for what's right. And Hillary Clinton didn't stand up for what's right until it was politically advantageous for her to stand up for what's right. How gay people can support Hillary Clinton blows my mind. She was the gatekeeper. Marriage is between a man and a woman. She was the gatekeeper. Instead of saying, no, this is bullshit. Freedom is for everyone, or none of us have freedom. She stood up there and said, you know, I want equal rights for everyone, but yeah, no, they can't get married. And now gay people support her? Okay, you know, this whole thing with the gun rights, Bernie Sanders keeps bringing up that in the 2008 campaign, Obama was referring to Hillary Clinton as Annie Oakley. You know why? Because she went out and posed with her shooting. Remember, she had little earphones on and eye protectors, and she's shooting. I don't know, was it an assault rifle? I'll go look it up. Because it wasn't politically advantageous at that moment for her to be against for more gun control. It was politically advantageous to say, oh, Barack Obama's going to take your guns. Going to come for your Bibles and your guns. You know, Hillary Clinton the whole time could have been this person throughout her history, stood up to do the right thing for everyone. And she didn't. She could have put her foot down, and instead of helping George Bush get us into war in Iraq, completely destroying the Middle East and creating ISIS, she voted to go with George Bush. Instead of speaking out and saying, no, the evidence points against this being true, against the WMDs, against the yellow cake uranium. Okay, she was there. She saw Dick Cheney out Valerie Plame. Valerie Plame was an undercover CIA agent working on weapons of mass destruction in Iran. She knows all this stuff, and she never, ever has been there for the people unless it was politically advantageous. And we all know that for fact. So how anyone can support Hillary Clinton. And I'm telling you, I want a woman president. I want somebody who's going to care about the children in this country and their future. And that ain't Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton cares about what's good for Israel. And if she needs to send your children to their deaths in a completely heartless and careless fashion, she won't hesitate as long as it's good for Israel. So we understand each other. Sorry, I kind of got off track there a little bit.
Okay, and then let's kind of flip the script a little bit, and I want to talk about the latest on Hillary Clinton's emails. Longtime Clinton aide Huma Abedin says she hasn't read any of the fresher released exchanges with her and Hillary Clinton. Abedin had this response to the fact that her emails with Hillary Clinton are now public.
Terrifying. I can't even imagine what's in those emails, but I'm sure I would probably be mortified. I have no idea.
All right, and that came from a podcast interview, by the way. All right.
So there were some bombshell revelations this week about Hillary Clinton's emails. And first of all, I want to say this is not some kind of like Fox News frothing at the mouth segment. She said an email from her server is classified. Classified! No, those people are idiots. Do you have any idea what kind of revolting stuff our ruling elites are up to? Caring about where her email server was is like walking into Jeffrey Dahmer's house and going, dude, he didn't even store the body parts in baggies with the yellow and blue make green seal. You have to, nothing will be kept fresh. The earlobes will go bad in days. No, I want to talk about the content of her emails. And not only is the mainstream media not covering this, but even Facebook is redacting it. WikiLeaks tweeted, "Dear Facebook, stop censoring our Hillary Clinton email release," which should not be a surprise because the emails in the release show that Hillary also worked with Google and YouTube CEOs to block the Benghazi video from the public, which begs the question, what else is Google hiding from us? Maybe when you Google, is it normal to paint your toenails to look like various characters played by Danny DeVito, maybe they're not showing you the real results, which is, yes, of course, everybody does it. Here are some other highlights from the emails, though. Hillary helped make sure that Libya was not democratized. She and Obama rejected Saif Gaddafi's plan for democracy and instead supported bombing it into chaos. She and others wanted to take down Bashar al-Assad in Syria because it would ignite a sectarian war in the region, which would not be a bad thing for Israel and its Western allies. Even though the American people, we were told we needed to bomb because Assad was so evil. Nothing about Israel. She also helped privatize Mexican oil interests, handing it over to corporations, and her former collaborators now stand to gain financially from the energy reforms they helped create. And they have a term for when somebody does that. It's called corruption. Look, there's no smoking gun, I don't think, in these emails from Hillary. I don't think you're going to find something truly awful like, just go ahead and use taxpayer money to buy my monthly boatload of meth. You know, I don't think you're going to see an email that's like, I think the Monkees were better than the Beatles. You know, there's nothing like that. But these emails show just how ruthless she is. She talks about bringing down a regime because it would help Israel without any concern for the people who die in the process. She and Google censor news without mentioning freedom of press. She privatizes Mexican oil without mentioning climate change. You know, Hillary Clinton's chief of staff is Huma Abedin, wife of Anthony Weiner. Anthony Weiner resigned in disgrace because he tweeted his twig and berries, which is not nearly as bad as these emails. I mean, emailing your penis, depending on the context, can be a very loving, thoughtful gesture. You know, maybe it's Valentine's Day and you've dressed it up in like a little Danny DeVito outfit, you know? But there is no excusing these emails.
Sorry, I kind of got off track there a little bit. If you'd like to see Donald Trump's complete victory presidential press conference, not presidential, he's not a president, it's his press conference. It was a victory speech after the presidential primaries that he won tonight. He full swept all 5 presidential primaries tonight in a very big way, and you know, you can tell he's pumped up. It was a pretty good press conference. He was ready to slap a couple of the reporters, I'm pretty sure. The stuff about Hillary was great. He said Bernie Sanders should run as an independent because the Democrats have been so horrible to him. It's pretty good. So if you want to see it, it's available at the Alternate Mox News YouTube page. There's a clickable link in the text body of the video right below the video here. You'll see it says, you know, there's a little box and it says Alternate Mox News YouTube page. Click here. And that's where you'll find all the videos at the moment over 15 minutes, okay? Because there's a copyright issue on this page, and we're working through that. So you know, if you want to see that, if you want to see Donald Trump's full speech from tonight, it kind of went on. I think it was like almost an hour. I don't know, not quite that long, but it went on. It's available at the Alternate Mox News YouTube page. Clickable link in the text body of the video right below the video down there. You can get there. Okay. So thanks very much for tuning in. One of these days this war is going to end. Remember, I wish we could have a woman president just as much as any woman does. But I want it for the right reasons. And this war ain't never going to end with a woman like Hillary as in the White House. So we're clear. Thanks again. My name's Mike.
Compassion stirred the Buddha to send his monks out into the community. Sworn to chastity and poverty, they wandered the roads, bringing the Buddha's teachings into the world. Go forth, monks, for the happiness of the many, out of compassion for the world. There are beings whose eyes have little dust on them, who will perish if they do not hear the teaching. But if they hear the teaching, they will gain liberation.
The monks exist by begging. We think of begging as kind of a bad thing. Begging in this tradition is a good thing. It's a sign of spiritual purity.
You're not allowed to beg tomorrow's lunch today. Only today's lunch. Then you can't eat from noon until dawn the next day. Then you have to go out and get another lunch. And then in exchange for lunch, you give a lecture. Unless they say we don't want to hear about it, then you don't. But that's the only thing but that forces you to interact with the lay community.
And if you're not serving them, if you're not doing something useful for them, they won't put anything in your bowl, and that will be the end of your community.